So for me, if I take a 1970 Cuda just real quickly here and let's compare it to a 1970 Dodge Challenger. Now up on the dash, you'll see the word Challenger written in script on the Challenger cars, regardless of what engine or transmission, whether it's a Hemi car or a 6-cylinder, it'll say Challenger up there. Your Plymouth Barracuda, it'll also say Barracuda up there, even if it was a rare Hemi Cuda model, which by the way is a model on its own, or if it was a 446 barrel or a 340 or a slant 6, it would still just say the word Barracuda. The changes begin to happen between the two cars when you start talking about the overall footprint of it. So the Plymouth Barracuda, for example, again, we're talking 70 to 74, is a 102-inch wheelbase. The Challenger, which sitting next to it look very similar, is actually a 104-inch wheelbase. Now where they get that wheelbase difference is in the rear stepwell. If you were sitting in the back seat of the car and your feet were on the ground, those two pans in there are called the stepwells. The Challenger is actually 2 inches longer than the Barracuda, and that's what gives it the extra 2 inches of wheelbase. So besides the fact that the Challenger is 2 inches longer in wheelbase, the exterior of the car, the styling cues on it, the Challenger I think is more of an executive, more of a rich look to it, because one reason it has the hip line or the style line down the side that's so pronounced. It kind of breaks the top and the bottom of the car up, whereas on the Cuda it's more of a slab side. That's what we called it as kids. It's really flat looking, and that flat, sleek design to me makes it look like it's moving when it's just sitting still. Now both cars in 70 and 71 have the flat, recessed looking side marker lights, whether it's the chrome one on the Challenger or whether it's the elongated painted one on the Barracuda. Again, that's a great styling cue for both cars. Unfortunately, they lost that in 72 and went to a surface-mounted side marker light. Compare the taillights on a 70 Challenger. Again, more of a rich kind of highbrow, if you will, look to them. They're very long, they're sleek, they go from side to side, they have the cool reverse light right in the middle. But again, doesn't really scream muscle to me. Go to the Cuda's taillights, unbelievable. If you look at them from the side, if you look at a profile shot, the panel actually looks like it's leaning forward at the top. That whole rake look to the rear body panel and the taillights make it look like it's moving down the freeway when it's sitting still. So go to the grille and the front work on a Challenger and a Cuda. Now they both have the standard power bulge hood. Even though at a glance they look similar, they're very different when you look at them up close. The Challenger has a recessed aluminum grille that's been anodized. The Cuda uses a plastic grille, always has, all the years. Check out the front park lights on a 1970 Cuda. They set up very high. I don't know, I can't articulate the correct words for it other than to say it looks mean and it looks sleek and it looks like it's moving 100 miles an hour when it's parked in the middle of a lot. The grille, the headlights, the park lights, the tail lights, look at the sides of the car, compare the rest of those features and put the two cars side by side, and I think you'll agree that the Cuda definitely looks like more of a version of a muscle car than the Dodge Challenger.